We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Man is not worried about real problems so much as his imagined anxieties about real problems. No man is free who is not a master of himself. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgments about them. Difficulty shows what men are. Therefore, when a difficulty falls upon you, remember that God, like a trainer of wrestlers, has matched you with a rough young man. It is not death or pain that is to be dreaded, but the fear of pain or death. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. He who follows reason in all things is both tranquil and active at the same time, and also cheerful and collected. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. He who is anxious about the future is miserable. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourselves. What concerns me is not the way things are, but rather the way people think things are. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. We should not moor a ship with one anchor, or our life with one hope. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. It is not the things themselves that disturb people, but the judgments they form about them. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. We are not given complete control over things, but we have control over how we choose to respond. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within our control, and some things are not. Fortify yourself with contentment, for this is an impregnable fortress. It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. He who does not wish for anything he possesses is truly rich. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Preach not to others what they should eat, but eat as becomes you, and be silent. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Nature hath given men one tongue, but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. He who is brave is free. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Difficulties show men what they are. Think of God more often than thou breathest. No man is disturbed by things, but by his opinion about things. You can be invincible if you enter into no contest in which it is not in your power to conquer. Let thy speech of God be renewed day by day, aye, rather than thy meat and drink. In every affair consider what precedes and what follows, and then undertake it. There is nothing good or evil save in the will. Neither should a ship rely on one small anchor, nor should life rest on a single hope. No living being is held by anything so strongly as its own needs. It is your own convictions which compels you, that is, choice compels choice. I am not eternity, but a man, a part of the whole, as an hour is of the day. What thou avoidest suffering thyself, seek not to impose on others. The universe is but one great city, full of beloved ones, divine and human, by nature endeared to each other. We ought to flee the friendship of the wicked, and the enmity of the good. It is better by ascending to truth to conquer opinion, than by ascending to opinion to be conquered by truth. Every place is safe to him who lives with justice. The materials are indifferent, but the use we make of them is not a matter of indifference. Some of their faults men readily admit, but others not so readily. You may fetter my leg, but Zeus himself cannot get the better of my free will. You lose only the things you have. As a man, casting off worn-out garments taketh new ones, so the dweller in the body entereth into ones that are new. To adorn our characters by the charm of an amiable nature shows at once a lover of beauty and a lover of man. Every art and every faculty contemplates certain things as its principal objects. If you would be a reader, read. If a writer, write. Please watch these wise videos.